There is a persistent myth that accumulating serious wealth requires a high-paying job, massive savings, and a lifetime of grinding away. But the math tells a very different story. Simply waiting a single decade to start setting aside money could quietly siphon nearly $300,000 from your future net worth, even if you never earn a six-figure salary. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Those who understand it earn it, and those who don't pay it. Building a fortune rarely comes down to brute forcing huge deposits. Instead, it relies on harnessing a mechanical, invisible law where time does the heavy lifting. To see exactly how this mathematical law breaks conventional logic, look at a direct comparison between two hypothetical investors, Ben and Arthur. Ben takes what looks like the lazy route. He starts putting money away at age 19. But across his entire lifetime, he only ever invests a tiny total of $16,000 out of his own pocket. Arthur takes a much more aggressive approach. He starts exactly 8 years later, but he contributes nearly 5 times as much as Ben, putting in a massive $78,000. At retirement, the result is baffling. Ben finishes with $2.2 million, beating Arthur by $750,000, despite investing drastically less. Initial contributions cannot compete with the clock. Ben's head start gave him an insurmountable advantage. The engine driving Ben's victory is called compound interest. This operates very differently from a standard savings account. The process breaks down into a simple 3-step mechanical loop. First is the principal. That is the baseline cash you deposit into the system. Second is the interest. That principal earns a steady, linear return over a set period of time. Third is the snowball. If you leave that new money alone, you cross a critical threshold. The previously earned interest starts generating its own independent interest, completely detached from your initial deposit. Together, these 3 steps forge a closed, self-feeding loop. The money begins to actively manufacture more of itself, requiring absolutely zero additional labor. We can see this loop in action on this bar chart. We begin with a single deposit of $1,000, earning a steady 5% annual return. After year 1, the outcome is straightforward. That principal generates a simple $50 in interest. But in year 2, the mechanics shift. The system no longer calculates that 5% return on your original base. It applies it to the new balance of $1,050. As we fast forward 10 years down the line, this passive looping quietly pushes the total balance to $1,647. What started as a slow, straight climb is now bending upward. That distinct upward curve is the precise mathematical mechanism that allowed early starting Ben to effortlessly obliterate late starting Arthur. Let's pull this out of theory and apply it to a real-world paycheck. What is the actual financial penalty for a typical adult who decides to delay investing by just 10 years? Imagine a highly accessible baseline scenario. You decide to save $200 a month, earning a historical market return of 7%. This dual-line graph tracks wealth. Beginning at 25 curves sharply upward, turning $200 a month into $525,000. But starting at 35 reaches just $245,000. The empty space is a $280,000 penalty. You exerted the exact same amount of financial effort, but a brief period of early hesitation has silently erased more than half of your potential lifetime wealth. Building a $1 million portfolio does not demand a massive salary, nor does it require ironclad willpower to save every penny. It demands adherence to a strict mathematical law. Exponential systems require time to accelerate. Feed the equation early so the math handles the heavy lifting. Your greatest wealth-building asset will never be the size of your paycheck. It is your time. The single most profitable decision you can make is to let your money start working today.